Hi again. The juices are flowing for this podcast. This is the SWRA podcast where we intersect and talk about aging, wellness, and wisdom. All things Maggie, things that make me who I am, that I want to share with you. And as I'm sitting here, I have a long list, a to-do list, not a honey-do list. There's no honey. But as I go through, and it's nothing new, I'm not saying you anything you don't know, but the concept of being forgiving, having a forgiving spirit. Now, see, when you have a spirit, this is something that infuses in you. It's not something you have to think about based on the situation. It's like somebody who is genuinely kind, then I'm gonna say, well, let me see. Do I need to be kind in this situation versus that? You know what I'm saying? So this is about owning those traits. But if you are not a forgiving person or a generous person, if you wish to develop those characteristics, you just practice it. Every opportunity you say, oh, I'm going to be kind, or I'm going to be generous. And then, they say it takes 3 weeks to develop a new habit. And then the more you consciously make yourself do it, the easier it becomes, and it becomes part of you and it just flows. But today I want to talk about the idea of being forgiving and cutting people some slack. You would be surprised that in retirement, as I deal with different older people, that I am finding people who are they're off the cuff, they're very reactive, which is what I'm trying to get you not to be in your older age. It pays to me when you are around someone who is calm and thinks through everything, especially what you think, what you say. Someone who has the ability to say, okay, let me think about this for a few seconds before I respond, either in words or in deeds. The concept of being forgiving, of cutting people some slack, and I've shared that with you before, that I have developed the habit that if somebody does something that I find is either hurtful or unfair, and I'm like, okay, maybe. See, this is where I start making excuses for that person, not for their benefit or mine, because that keeps me from reacting to the situation and saying, well, how could she? In your older years, as you get older, there is no, who does she think she is? You're like, hmm, I wonder what's happening in Sis's life. I wonder what's going on the family realm, financially, health-wise. People may be dealing with things that make them anxious. You know how sometimes things start to happen to you and it kind of grieves you because you reckoning that your body is going down, and then you're going to start having these problems, and you're sad, you're anxious, maybe you live in pain. That is an awful thing, to live in pain. So trying to put yourself in that person's situation instead of reacting, try it. Try to come up with reasons why you think this person is acting the way he or she is. Because I'm telling you, I'm just flabbergasted, and I shouldn't be. When I see women acting a certain way, they're so quick to judge and to react and to say, oh, well, there. And I'm like, sis, how old are you? You should know better. It's never black and white. People are going through stuff. And some people have not learned to handle life. Every time something happens, they just kind of go off, and just it takes them a long time to recover. And this is not a criticism. Everybody is different. We all have learned how to deal with deception, somebody hurting you, especially when you were younger, and it's a process. And every time you think you over it, it comes straight and hits you in the face again. I get it, sis. So this person who's reactive, who doesn't really think through things and is always willing to say, well, she did this, she did that, therefore, I remove myself, I cut this. No bueno, sis. So I implore you today to give people grace. When they do something and they act a certain way, step back and think about what this person could be going through, because it's not about you, it's them. But your response can either exacerbate it or you can be graceful, forgiving, understanding, patient. This is not one of my virtues. I am not a patient person, and I have to constantly talk to myself. But that skill of stepping back and not reacting in the moment, I got that because that has served me well in my life. And I've had people come back to me over and over saying, oh, I'm so sorry I did this. And I'm like, oh, sis, I had forgiven you way back there. I wasn't worried about it. So I'm good. And I feel like even though I'm older, I still have to practice that with people who I expect to have gotten that, but not everybody has gotten that. It's difficult for some people because they're just hot-blooded and they carry it like a badge of honor. And I'm like, it's gonna get your blood pressure up, sis. The ability to say, oh, well, maybe something's going on, and then you just leave it there and you keep it moving. You do the cam. You're a happy camper. I'm a happy person. I'm calm. I'm collected. I don't react. I can remember one time in my life that I really lost it with my ex. That's why I'm single. But I don't react in anger. No, ma'am. You want to do it? You want to say it? Adelante. I'm sitting here minding my own business. It's such a peaceful way to live. Please try it. All right, sis? So go out there, be a good human. Be a well thought out person. Be a non-reactive person. It will serve you well. I promise you. All right? Ooh, that was a long one again. I just keep lying to you all. I'm going to keep it to 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. All right. I love you. I know you love me, right? Okay. You're going to forgive me for being long-winded. Au revoir. Have a good day. God bless you. À la prochaine. Bye.